y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Casey. I am a full-time online reseller and I sell on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Curtsy. Today is Monday, June 8th, and we last left off on Saturday, June 6th. That day, after we left off, I had 3 more sales, and then yesterday, Sunday, June 7th, I actually had 7 sales. So we have a lot to go through, and I have to package these up and ship them out, so let's go ahead and get the party started. So the first item to sell on Saturday is by Sea Shepherd, and there is the tag. The only reason why I got this is because it is made of 100% organic cotton. It has a great print, and it was only $4 at a half off Salvation Army sale, and just has this cool floral skull print. I absolutely love this, and to the touch it actually feels like linen, so that's another reason why I did pick it up. And you know, I wasn't planning to price it high. I don't think I actually saw a lot of comps for shirts like those. So I did price it at $30 on Poshmark, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 24, and I did receive a counter of 20, which I gladly accepted. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and I turned $4 into $16, which I will gladly do any day. This next item I also got at a half off Salvation Army sale for about $7. It is by Diane von Furstenberg, and even though it was a small size, I still wanted to pick it up because it is a pant jumpsuit in this beautiful cobalt blue. I absolutely love that little detail right there, and then it does have a belt on the side, which I think is a nice touch. So absolutely love this style. And like I said, it is a pant jumpsuit, so it is very long and very trendy. So I picked it up for $7. I priced it on Poshmark for $75. My Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 60, and one of those likers did counter at 30, and because I did not want to sit on this piece, I did decide to just go ahead and accept that. And you are going to see that with a few of these sales in this video, is that I received really low offers, but I did try to accept all of the ones that I thought were at least semi-reasonable because I do just want to move inventory out. So my fees to Poshmark were $6, and I turned $7 into $24, which I still think is fantastic. Now this next item will be a little bit controversial because it is 100% cashmere. It is by Charter Club. However, usually my Savers prices up cashmere a lot, but because this had a lot of pilling when I got it, I think they priced it at $7 because they thought it was in bad condition. And what I did is I just took a sweater shaver to it. It is this beautiful like seafoam green long sleeve sweater. And I made it look brand new. It looks absolutely adorable, and it actually has 0 holes, which is fantastic. So I did price that pretty competitively on eBay for $39.99 plus $7 ship. And to my surprise, someone came in and used my 19% off coupon that I have running in my eBay store for the month of June. They paid $32.39 plus $7 ship. It cost me $6.37 to ship. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.31. My fees to eBay were $5.93, and I made a profit of $25.78. And to get cashmere for $7 in Southern California is a little unheard of, so I am very thrilled with that overall pickup. The first item to sell yesterday is by Cabana Life. And I am going to be honest with you, I would not have picked this up. However, it was half off at a Salvation Army for $4. And I had just heard of this brand being a good selling brand from Miss Rebecca over on Rebecca Allison on YouTube. And it is just this beautiful blue and white hooded sundress. And it is a UPF material, which is awesome. This is just great for travel, resort, beach, perfect to put over a swimsuit. And I absolutely love the blue and white colorway of that. So I did pick it up and I priced it on Poshmark for $40. My Nifty sent out a 20% offer to likers for $32, and one liker did counter at $30, which I thought was really reasonable, so I did go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $6 and I turned $4 into $24. Now, this next item I did get for about $5 at a thrift store that I frequent when I am out at the beach or near the beach. And I did find this. It's called Mizzen in Maine. So a great brand, and I'm losing my mind. I don't know if I said the price of this. It was about $5. It's this beautiful blue and white, kind of like leaf printed short sleeve button up. Absolutely love this, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard to photograph, so I don't think I had the best photos to show off exactly how great the item was, but for that reason I did price it a little lower than comp suggested on eBay for $27.99 plus $7 ship. A interested buyer came into my store. They used my 19% off coupon and paid $22.67 plus $7 ship. And I know I'm beating a dead horse when I say this, but I really encourage any and all of you to start using the coupon feature on eBay, because almost all of my sales throughout this video is because someone on eBay used my coupon. So the proof is in the pudding. The coupons definitely work. But back to the sale. It cost me $6.95 to ship. My fees to eBay were $4.17, and I turned $5 into $18.55. Very, very thrilled with that. Now, this next item, I believe I got at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale. That is the only reason why I picked it up. And because it does have like a Y2K vibe to it. It is by Lucky Brand, and it is this black long sleeve thermal with this really cool sequin peace sign in the middle. It just has that cool thermal sleeve to it that is very Y2K. It is just a longer cut for a thermal, so definitely happy with that. Do have to go ahead and lint roll it. But I did price it pretty reasonably on eBay because I did want to move it quickly. And that I did. It sold within 4 to 6 months. So I priced it at $24.99 plus $5 ship. Another buyer came in and used my 19% off coupon. They paid $20.23 plus $5 ship. It cost me $5.70 to ship. My fees to eBay were $3.85, and I turned $3 into $15.68. This next item I actually paid full price for at my favorite Salvation Army. I paid $8.99, but I knew it was going to be worth it. It is by L Space, which is a great brand to be on the lookout for. This is a linen blend midi dress, and it has the most beautiful smocking to it, and it is tiered. I absolutely loved this piece. It did not have the size tag in it, however, but I just went ahead and listed the measurements in the photo so the buyer could see. I did price this pretty high at $60, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $48. One of those likers did counter at $40, which I thought was extremely reasonable, and I did go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $8, and I turned $9 into $32. Very happy with that sale. That is just such a trendy, fabulous piece, and I hope the buyer of that really just puts it to good use. Now, this next item is by Banana Republic. As you can see, it is new with tags. It retailed for $140. This is a ivory ribbed off shoulder long sleeve, like kind of drop waist dress. It's like bodycon. And this is just such a fantastic piece. I found this for $8.99 at a Goodwill in Oklahoma near my brother's house. I tend to do a thrifting haul when I am out visiting him and his family. And my goal with that is to pay for all of my bags. We fly to Oklahoma, so all of the bag fees to and from our destination. And I actually had bought in that same haul a wool dress that sold for, I want to say $80 to $100, and paid for almost all of that, which is awesome. So this is just the cherry on the sundae, and I priced this piece at $75 on Poshmark. This is another piece where it was really hard to take photos of and truly show how amazing it is. So I did price according to basically the photos. And my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers on Poshmark of $60, and one of those likers did counter at $40. And because I didn't want to sit on this item for so much and the majority of that haul is already paid for, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $8, and I turned $9 into $32, which I still think is a great profit. This next item I actually also got in Oklahoma, which is kind of crazy. And for those of you new here, I do list all of my kids' items in my inventory at a dollar cost of goods. That's just how I like to do it. Don't ask me why. And this is a children's item that sold, so we're going to say I have $1 into these. These are the cutest little Nike Air Jordans. And I just couldn't resist. I don't even know why I picked these up, to be honest, because I'm just not good at, the sneakers in my store. So, I took a chance for $1 and it paid off a little bit, I guess. When I had looked them up in the store before I purchased them, the comps were really great, and I have since then lowered the price on these to get them to move out of my inventory because I just don't want to see them anymore. So I had lowered the price to $30, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $24, and one of those likers did counter at $15, and I was thrilled. I took it instantly. My fees to Poshmark were $3, and I turned $1 into $12. And yes, if you're asking would I do that again, absolutely not. I would not do that again, and I am just happy that they are going to a new home to be used again. Now, the last item to sell yesterday is very exciting because I actually got this at the Goodwill outlet in Los Angeles. I paid about $2 for them, and I could tell that they were in somebody else's put-back pile. So I'm very happy that that person did not end up taking them because I absolutely love selling this brand. It is by Standard James Purse, and this brand is very expensive, so I was happy to see these in the bins. They are a pair of tan canvas men's shorts, and they are in such good condition. I actually had to check them over like 2 or 3 times to make sure of their condition because I just don't understand why someone would put these back. And I did price these pretty reasonably on eBay for $49.99 plus $10 ship. A buyer came in and used my 19% off coupon again. They paid $40.49 plus $10 ship. Cost me $8.13 to ship. I did have them promoted, so those fees were $1.61. My fees to eBay were $7.23, and I turned $2 into $33.52, and I absolutely could not be more happy. So those are all of the items that I have to show you so far. I hope to hop back on in the next couple days to show you more sales, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey y'all, it is now a couple days later. It is Wednesday, June 10th, and we left off on Monday, June 8th, When we left off that day, I had one sale. And then yesterday, Tuesday, June 9th, I had 6 sales, and it's about noon right now, and I've already had one sale. So let's go ahead and get into the items. So the first and last item to sell on Monday, I was getting a little worried that I would have another no sales day, but I had a great sale go through. This is by the brand Zyrena. And this is a great brand to be on the lookout for. I actually got this at my local Savers for about $10, which is a very wild because they know their brands, and I'm surprised they didn't mark this up. This is a lavender collared long sleeve short romper. It is so cute. Very, not odd, but just not a piece that you generally would see from them. Usually they are a little bit more summery and not so utility based like I think this piece is, but a cute piece nonetheless. I knew I had to pick it up, and I priced it on Poshmark for $80, and I received an offer of $72. And because my Nifty would have sent out a 20% off offer and I only received a 10% off offer, I did quickly accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $14.40, and I turned $10 into $57.60. That item did take about a year to sell though, but I am very happy with that profit. And I did receive some lowball offers, and I'm happy that I didn't take them. Now, this next item, I have to find the tag, is by Natural Life, which is having a great moment right now. This is a cute little tank wide leg jumpsuit in this beautiful floral print. Absolutely love this. And this is in a great size. It is a size large, so I knew I had to pick it up. I believe I got it from Retro by Destiny over on Whatnot. And all of my purchases on Whatnot average out to about $10, so I have $10 into that. I did list this at $35, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers on Poshmark of $28. One of those likers did counter at $25, and I gladly accepted. My fees to Poshmark were $5, and I doubled my money by making $20. And I know that I haven't said this, but that was the first sale that I had go through yesterday. This item to sell yesterday is really fun. It is this new in-box Jurassic World little playset. And I actually got, I want to say about 7 of these from my favorite Savers for about $4 each. And I knew if I just sold 1 or 2, I could pay for them all. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I priced this on Poshmark for $20, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 16, and one of those likers did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3.20, and I turned $4 into $12.80. So I basically paid for almost half of all of the ones that I purchased, and the rest will just be gravy. Now, these next items to sell sold in a bundle. They are both by Frame, and they are both the Lehigh Flare. And I thought the comps on these would be better than they were, but they just aren't there. They go for about $30 to $40, but because this is a consignment item, or both of them are at least, I did price them very aggressively at $50 each. So there is that one. And then this next one is a little bit more distressed, or maybe it's a little distressed on this side. There it is. So I priced them both at $50, and a lovely buyer came in and put them in a bundle. They use my 25% off of 2 or more items that I have running in my Poshmark closet, my little coupon or discount, and they paid $75. So our fees to Poshmark were $15, and my consignee left with $36, and I made a profit of $24. Those were only listed for about 4 or 5 days, so that is completely awesome. A very easy listing and a very fast turnaround time. This next piece I got at my local Savers for about $8. It is by Chico's Travelers, and it is a very basic piece, but I think it is substantial. Just in the way that it is Chico's Travelers, so it is that jersey knit, but then it has this really cool fringe detail on both the sleeves and the hem of the cardigan. So this one was really hard to photograph, and I think that's why it took a while to sell, and it sold for a little lower than I had anticipated. I did lower the price, I want to say 2 or 3 times, but you know, I am happy to give someone a good deal. You guys all know that I actually love doing that. So I did drop the price down to $31.99 plus $10 ship on eBay. And a lovely buyer came in and used my 19% off coupon I have running in my eBay store for the month of June. They paid $25.85 plus $10 ship. It cost me $9.94 to ship. That cardigan is over a pound. It's a little heavy. My fees to eBay were $4.95, and I made a total profit of $20.96. That took about 8 to 10 months to sell, so I am very happy that it is going to be reused and loved again. Now, the last item to sell yesterday is by Ralph Lauren. And actually, this is a size large. I am going to have to check to make sure I have that in the listing because I'm almost positive I put XXL. But this is a black and white plaid printed long sleeve button up. I got this because it was at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale, and Ralph Lauren just has a great reputation for itself. People definitely know it, love it, and they know and love their styles within the brand. So I felt pretty comfortable paying $3 for it. I priced it very reasonably at $24.99 plus $7 ship, and I received an offer of $15 plus $7 ship, which I did go ahead and accept. It cost me $6.10 to ship. My fees to eBay were $3.78, and I made a profit of $12.12. So not the biggest profit, but I knew for the right price, it would definitely be worth it. My eBay listing, and I did have it marked at the right size, a size large, so I am very happy that I do not have to reach out to that buyer. So I can go ahead and safely ship it out, which we absolutely love. Now, the first and hopefully not the last item to sell today is by Free People. Unfortunately, the tag was ripped out, but by the size tag, you can definitely tell it was Free People. And I actually found this on ThredUp in their assorted brands. It is 100% linen. This just absolutely tiny, darling linen romper. I think this is absolutely adorable. And when I received this item to my doorstep and I did a little haul, after I got it under my lights to photograph it, I quickly realized there were a couple different flaws that weren't disclosed on ThredUp's website, and I don't think I went in and reported it. Usually you can, and they give you an option. They'll either just give you like a portion of a refund so you can go back onto ThredUp and purchase something else, or you can send it back to them, but they do deduct like a small shipping cost. I don't think I did that with this item, so we're just saying for the sake of the video that I do have $10 into that because usually all of my ThredUp purchases average out to about $10. So that is my fault, and I do need to be better about that. I usually am, but sometimes some items just slip through the cracks. So I priced this on Depop still for $25. I did disclose all the flaws that it has, and I received an offer of $20, which I gladly accepted. And finally, someone did pay because I have had several offers on this on Depop, and none of them have paid until now. So very happy with that. My fees to Depop were $1.16, and I still made a decent profit of $18.84. So I am generally happy with that item selling. So those are all of the sales that I have to show you. I appreciate you guys being here as always. I hope you are having fantastic thrifting, fantastic sales, and until next time, my friends, bye.